Hello, what's up, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, and today we're decorating my graduation cap. As if I haven't blabbed about it enough, I am graduating with my bachelor's in mathematics, and I am very, very excited. So I am going to decorate my cap. The last time I graduated was like a year post-COVID in 2021 when I got my associates in engineering science, and I obviously did not go to my graduation. So I sat at home and made a sad TikTok about it. Now that my hard work is over, it is time for me to decorate my cap. So I guess before I even do this, I'm gonna obviously make sure I know which side is the front and which is the back. And if you're looking at this for a tutorial, I'm not sure how tutorial-esque this is going to be, but I will try my best just for you. Here's my cap. The pointiest part is the back. Also, it tells you on the inside, so mine says front of cap, but it points an arrow up. So this is actually the front of my cap. You can always try it on because this way is right. It's supposed to be like on top of your head. This way is correct. And then obviously, this way you look like Batman. Make sure before you even do this, you know which side is what. So this is my back, this is my front. So we're gonna decorate it this way, with this being the top. So as I've mentioned, I am a math major, so I am going to kind of do like a math-esque type of thing. I know, really nerdy, it's okay. It kind of just consumes my life now, and that's just what happens when you study math. So on my cap, obviously I said I want to do like a math-esque pun, so I'm thinking about doing something that has to do with like graphs and like a play on words. So I was gonna do like everything isn't linear, and then have 3 different graphs, one being a linear graph, one being a non-linear graph, obviously, which I'd probably just do like a sine or cosine graph, which is just, if you know, you know, it's just a squiggly line. And then the last one would be like y equals life, and then it's the craziest squiggliest, because if you don't know, I've had quite the education journey to get to where I am, and here I am, finally getting my bachelor's, and finally figuring out what I want to do with my life. So I figured that it would be a fun way to celebrate me graduating. I've been trying to mess around with this water-soluble marking pencil that I usually use with sewing, and no matter what I do, it's not coming up on here. Like, it kind of is, but not really. So I think part of me just wants to be crazy and go straight to it with paint. And I think I might, honestly. And I think I'm just gonna capitalize the bubble letters, and we're just gonna go for it because the idea's in my head, and I believe as a self-proclaimed artist, I can do it. So let's do it. All right, so before we begin, just double checking myself to make sure that the front is still here and that the bottom is still here, just so I don't get anything mixed up. I'm thinking for the words, everything isn't linear, I'm going to do it in white first and then fill it in with silver. So these are the, I hope I'm saying this right, Pebeo Cetacolor fabric paint. I plan on trying to use these to paint on clothes eventually, but I figured what better time than to try to use it on here. I imagine it functions just like normal paint, and we're just gonna go for it. A few more thoughts before I do get started is I'm using a flat topped brush. So it's like fat on one side, skinny if you turn it this way. I'm gonna use it like this to try to do my bubble letters so they all stay consistent. I'm a little nervous, I won't lie. I just got this open, so here we go. Yeah, I'd rather go really thin than too thick because, you know, I don't want it to look gross. Okay, first letter is done. I got the E and the V so far. I think I'm gonna continue a little bit off camera, get all the words done. And now that I'm back from doing the words, you can see I did a little bit more than I expected to. I ended up going over my words a few times in white, and then I went over them again in silver. And now I'm just kind of sharpening and defining my letters by going around them in black. So originally I was going to have isn't linear
following the other side of the cap, but I did decide to end up just putting it directly underneath, just so then that way I could have a designated spot to be able to draw my graphs on. So basically, after I went through and I did all of the letters, which took a very painstakingly long time, I did one of my lines off camera. And now I'm doing my sign line. To do my straight line, I just used a piece of paper and traced along the flat edge of it. And for my sign line, I originally did it in pencil, but I did my sign line way larger than I ended up painting it. So even though I technically had a guide to do my sign line, I was mostly freehanding it because I went significantly smaller than what I originally drew. This was also my first time really using these paints, and I do think I really enjoy using them. I think I might have to try to use them and do some sort of thrift flip, because I think it would be really cool to paint on clothes, and I've always really liked that idea. So maybe that will be a future video. But anyways, as I continued with this lovely sign line, I went over it at least 3 or 4 times so it would really stick out, because the paint is a little bit thicker, so it doesn't really soak into the cap. And finally, for this line, I kind of just free-handed a crazy line and went over it a few times. Where there were like areas where I thought I could add more, I ended up just like kind of going off that line and adding more to it, which you'll see a little bit on. I mostly came up with this idea because of the fact that I am an older student and I am graduating later than most people I went to high school with. And while that is some people's journey, it is not everybody's journey. And I think with me going through the process of getting a bachelor's in math, especially as somebody who always struggled with the subject or just didn't really understand or learn at the same level as other people I was in school with when it came to math, I think it really just says a lot, especially with like the journey of life, and that everything really truly is not linear, whether it's math or life. And I'm just really happy that I'm able to represent my journey a little way on my graduation cap. So enjoy the last little bit of me painting my lines and then labeling my graphs, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Alrighty, and here is my finished cap. I am very, very happy with the outcome. I really like how kind of crazy I made this line without it being too much. And I like that I put a little infinity symbol in it without it really being like infinity, but it came out awesome and I'm really happy. Maybe I should have used the color that I was going to be wearing in my dress for my cap, but at the same time, that doesn't matter, and I like how much the red sticks out. And also, I don't know why I felt drawn to use red, but thinking about this now, red is a lot of times symbolized in fate. I don't know, that's kind of goofy, but. So if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to subscribe. I really thank you all for watching this video. And I won't keep you here all day because I have a graduation to attend. Bye!